Hey everyone, this video is the second part of a One Piece video series regarding the Funk Hazard Incident Theory. Go watch that first one if you haven't already seen it. Last time we went over the main power players in relation to the Funk Hazard Theory. Now let's get into Funk Hazard itself. The Funk Hazard Incident refers to the story of the rise and fall of Kelly Funk as an individual and as the true main antagonist of the Dressrosa and Punk Hazard arcs, and how that informs the Straw Hats and the overall story thematically and logistically, focusing mainly post-time skip. Alright, so let's break down the actual events that envelop the Funk Hazard incident. So first off with Saba Odi. Yes, the Funk Hazard incident is foreshadowed even before the time skip, which is impressive and really shows how forward-thinking Oda is. But what is this foreshadowing? Well, if you recall, this is the arc that involves the human auction run by Joker, who we are later told is Doflamingo. I'll touch on why that isn't exactly true later, but for now, just keep that in mind. Punk Hazard. Punk Hazard is the first arc of the New World and is also the first arc in the Dressrosa saga. It is an island that used to be used by Caesar Clown, basically a lackey of Joker, in order to develop terrible weapons for Joker and by extension, Kaido. Dressrosa. The Dressrosa arc is where the crescendo of the Funk Hazard incident takes place. It is an arc whose supposed main villain is Don Quixote Doflamingo, who had been revealed to be Joker. Again, I'll address this in a bit, like I said earlier. In the Dressrosa arc, Law and the Straw Hats work together in order to depose Doflamingo, the false king of the nation of Dressrosa. These events occur just as we saw or read in the manga. There are no deviations. However, by changing your frame of reference, you can view the events in a completely different way. In the Dressrosa arc, we are introduced to a large amount of minor characters in a gladiatorial arena for the chance to win the Fire Fruit. A lot of these seem to have been introduced to either fulfill a specific role in the Dressrosa arc itself, or in future events, such as the members of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. This is something that many people would believe Kelly and Bobby Funk are also guilty of as characters, but this is inherently wrong. This is actually so wrong that it changes one's whole view of One Piece as a series. Not understanding these characters and their impact on the story explicitly shifts the view that one would have on the series post-time skip. Earlier, I made a statement that Doflamingo was stated to be Joker. This implies that I think he may not actually be Joker. From me talking about the Funk brothers so much, you might be able to see where this is going. I believe that the true identity of Joker is Kelly Funk. Kelly Funk is a character who's been shown to be prideful and essentially represents arrogance to the core. He is not a character of duality and therefore cannot be taken down by his own hypocrisy. He is therefore a far more difficult villain to take down, as he cannot be defeated or even confronted by any contradictions on an idealistic or personal level. See, Luffy is usually a foil or a counter to what the villain of the arc represents, but Kelly Funk has no inconsistency or conflict in his heart or ideals, and therefore he is far harder to combat for Luffy than someone like Doflamingo or Crocodile. In many ways, he is the perfect villain for Luffy to face on a purely physical level, as he is ruthless and cunning but void of any inner turmoil. But that's where Oda's genius comes into play. It would be so easy for Luffy to have fought Kelly, and it would have been a great battle too. But instead, we are given something so unbelievably unexpected. Dofi eliminates him instead. Before I delve into why this makes sense and is a poetic end to Kelly Funk, you probably need proof that Kelly Funk is Joker to be able to get the full picture. As I said before, I believe that Kelly Funk is, in fact, Joker, but surely I have evidence to back that up, right? Well, I guess you'll have to find that out next time in the Funk Hazard Incident, Part 3. Thanks for watching, make sure to subscribe, and stay tuned for Funk Hazard Incident Part 3. Peace.